All right, today we are diving into BigBear.ai or BBAI. And this company, well, it's at the center of a classic Wall Street tug-of-war. You've got this incredible story of potential with deep government ties and next-gen AI on one side, and on the other, some really tough numbers. So yeah, let's get into it.
So here's the big question on everyone's mind. Is this the next Palantir? I mean, it's pretty much unavoidable, right? They're in the same sandbox, defense, national security. Posing this question right off the bat just raises the stakes sky high for anyone watching this company.
And listen, that's not just hype. You've got analysts out there who are looking way past the day-to-day stock chart and seeing a potential giant in the making. They're betting that BBAI is building something absolutely fundamental to the U.S. defense world. But how?
To really understand the bull case, you have to look at who is steering the ship. This isn't just about cool tech. It's about who you know. It's about access and influence, at the very highest levels.
Okay, so the story really begins with a group called AE Industrial Partners. Now, this is not your run-of-the-mill private equity firm. We're talking about a team stacked with former top military brass, engineers, and government insiders. Their whole game is aerospace and defense. And they don't just have a small stake in Big Bear, they have a controlling stake. That means they're in the driver's seat, opening doors in Washington that others can only dream of.
And this isn't just a business plan on a PowerPoint slide. BBAI's tech is already out there in the wild. The defense giant Boeing is actually using their AI right now to manage logistics for things like fighter jets and satellites. I mean, when a company like Boeing trusts your software for stuff that absolutely cannot fail, that sends a huge signal that your tech is the real deal.
Then you've got Pantheon. These guys are a huge global investor, managing billions and billions of dollars. And they got in on BBAI early, way before the AI hype train left the station. That shows some serious, long-term belief. They weren't chasing a trend. They invested in the foundation, betting that Big Bear would become a critical piece of America's AI infrastructure.
So, let's just recap the sunny side of the story real quick. You've got actual AI being used in critical defense systems, a partnership with a titan like Boeing, unbelievable government connections through AEI, and backing from serious, long-term institutional money. On paper, man, that is one powerful resume.
That's the story, and it's a great one. But if you actually look at how the company has been doing lately, the picture gets, well, a lot messier. This is where the bears come out to play.
The company's latest earnings report basically threw a giant bucket of ice water on all that bullish excitement. It was a serious, hold on a minute, reality check for investors.
And here was the gut punch. Second quarter revenue dropped over 18% compared to last year, coming in at just over $32 million. Now, the company said it was because of some disruptions while the U.S. Army upgrades its systems, but still, a drop is a drop.
And the market? It reacted exactly how you'd think. The stock got hammered, losing almost 18% of its value in just 1 week after that revenue miss and a lowered forecast for the rest of the year. Ouch.
And to really rub salt in the wound, this was all happening while their biggest rival, Palantir, was absolutely crushing it. Palantir posted these incredible results, hitting $1 billion in revenue for the first time ever. That stark contrast just made Big Bear's struggles look even worse.
So, what you have now is this massive split down the middle. Even the experts are totally divided. You've got these two completely opposite stories clashing, and Wall Street analysts, well, they can't seem to agree on what's coming next.
And you can see that divide perfectly right here. You've got firms like H.C. Wainwright shouting buy with an $8 price target, seeing huge potential. And then on the other side, you've got analysts at Northland Securities saying, whoa, slow down, with a hold rating and a much lower target. It's a total split decision.
But this is where it gets really strange. Look at who's buying and who's selling. In the last 6 months, company insiders, the people who know the most, have sold shares 26 times with 0 buys. Not one. But at the exact same time, you've got almost 200 big money institutions, including giants like Vanguard and BlackRock, buying up millions of shares. So the insiders are getting out while the biggest players on Wall Street are getting in. How do you explain that?
This brings us to the one number, the single most important number that the bulls point to. They say this is the bridge between that amazing long-term vision and the rough short-term performance. It's everything to the Big Bear story right now.
That number is $385 million. That's the total value of Big Bear's contract backlog. Now to put that into perspective, remember their last quarterly revenue? Around $32 million? This number is, well, it's absolutely massive.
So what exactly is a backlog?
The easiest way to think about it is, it's future revenue that's already on the books. These are signed, sealed, and delivered deals for work they will be doing. It's like having a crystal ball for your company's future income, and that's incredibly rare for a company this size.
And this backlog isn't just one big lottery ticket. It's spread out across some major clients. We're talking a $165 million deal with the Army, big contracts with the Navy, even deployments in airport security. These are real projects in sectors where you can't afford to fail.
But here's the catch, and this is really important. It's the heart of the bear argument. A huge chunk of this backlog is what they call unexercised options. Think of them as optional levels in a video game. The client can activate them, but they don't have to. If those clients decide not to move forward, that huge $385 million number could get a lot smaller really fast.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? BigBear.ai clearly has the right friends in high places, they've got the partnerships, and they have this massive backlog of contracts on paper. But with insider selling and the latest earnings report looking shaky, the real challenge is turning all those paper promises into the cold, hard profit that the bulls have been waiting for.